Okay, here is a paragraph that you might write if you were analysing an extract. This one is for question 3 of the first extract from Dorian Gray. And it's really just talking you through how you would write the paragraph. So we start off with your point sentence, and essentially it is a PE paragraph. So we start off with your point sentence, which is your overall idea, okay, that answers the question. Then you introduce the quote. Now you could say the quote, you could introduce it with the phrase if you wanted to. You could write the sentence, okay. If you know what type of language feature it is, you might write down that language feature. And it just then introduces the quotation. Then you obviously introduce your quotation, okay, it shouldn't be too long. And then you have an explanation type word. Now there are loads of these. I've used suggests here, but you might want to do shows, demonstrates, explains. A little point here is that if you are explaining an obvious meaning, you might want to use a word like shows where there is no doubt what this means. If you're actually analysing a more hidden meaning, you might want to use an explanation type word that's less certain, okay? So suggests, implies. Or you could also, another way around it is go possibly shows. This just indicates that you're not saying it definitely is this, you're just saying possibly, or that it suggests that. And then I have my explanation. Now this might be an obvious meaning, it might be a more hidden meaning, but there is my explanation. I tried to extend that explanation by really picking out a key word. Now I could in here put the word, or if I know what type of word it is, okay, but I've just chosen to start my sentence with the word. Again, here I've got an explanation type word. This is personifies, which is actually a language feature. And then I just continue with my explanation. There it is, and I've actually got another keyword in there. You might want to add in an additional sentence if you feel like you haven't fully analysed the quote so far, and that's just what I've done there. And obviously we can't just, if we want to get the top marks, we can't just provide one piece of evidence to support our point. We need to provide 2, 3, however many your teacher or you've decided. So I transition with the connective to the next quote. I introduce it again, although this time I haven't actually got an introduction type word, but it still works okay. And I have got a explanation type word here. Now I've got reinforces here, but I've also got further, because I want to link this second quote to what's already happened before. So I'm not just providing random evidence, I'm actually linking the quotations together. I analyse it again, just like I did previously. And I've picked out a key word. This time I have put the word in front of it. Again, I've written implies here because I'm not certain, I'm just saying in my opinion, okay? Someone else might have a different opinion. Just as a little note, we call this an embedded quotation, because if I was to take it away, the word implies still makes sense. So it just means you can get to your explanation quicker, it just means the structuring is a bit easier, and it just flows a little better. Then I provide the rest of my explanation again, and I add an additional sentence. Once more, I'm transitioning now to the third quote. Furthermore, these 3 quotes all link together. These 3 quotes, there's not a difference between them. So again, I've got my linking word, my connective. I've introduced the quote. I've got my quotation, then I've got my explanation type word. And again, this will become easier the more that you do it. And then there's the rest of my explanation. This time I picked out not a keyword because it's a bit of punctuation, but I don't have to write the actual exclamation mark, I can just say the exclamation mark exaggerates, but it's working the same way as a keyword here and a keyword here. And then I just finish up my explanation that way. I haven't got an additional sentence there because I feel like it is complete. So again, it's not necessarily this video about what you write, okay, in terms of the quality of your analysis, although that obviously is important. It's how you write it together. So again, hopefully that provides a little bit of clarity that you can, and again, you can watch this video again and again, before, after, during lesson, to help you with your structuring of your paragraphs a little bit better.